Hey, do you want to live longer and healthier? According to a study with over 75 years of data, there's one factor that reigns supreme. Find out what it is and how to achieve it on this episode of The Dr. K Show. I'm Dr. Karthik Ramanan. I help ambitious individuals end self-criticism with tools and strategies to create optimal, everyday mental health. If you're new here and you need to silence that critical voice in your head to get out of your own way and live a purposeful life, I am here for you. I encourage you to subscribe right now. It's showtime. I have a philosophy. If I want to live a certain way or have certain results in my life, I look at the people who have achieved that life and those results, and I study how they did it. Then I copy them. So when I look at how to live longer and healthier, I look at the research on people who have lived the longest and healthiest lives. You might have heard of these blue zones, parts of the world that have the highest concentration of men and women over 100 years old. I highly recommend checking out Dan Buettner's books on the blue zones. It turns out that happiness is the greatest factor that leads to people having a long life. Yes, nutrition, exercise, and the rest matter, but it's happiness that leads to the longest life. And how do we create happiness specifically? Psychiatrist Robert Waldinger has an excellent TED Talk called Lessons from the Longest Study on Happiness, and in it he talks about an over 75-year-old study tracking individuals over the course of their lifetimes to determine what factors made them happy. Is it money? Is it success? Is it achievement? Turns out it's the quality of our relationships that lead to the quality of our life. Are you enjoying this so far? If so, smash that like button right now. Relationships is my everyday mental health principle number 2. It's absolutely critical if we want to have positive mental health. Now, I don't just mean romantic relationships. I also mean our relationships with our parents, our friends, our coworkers. It also doesn't mean we have to like everyone. It just means that we need to have a handful of quality relationships that we spend the most time in, and we spend less time in relationship with those who drain us. As a naturopathic physician, part of my intake is actually talking to my patients about relationships, because whether you're dealing with adrenal fatigue, type 2 diabetes, or depression, not having quality relationships or having draining relationships both contribute to chronic stress among various other symptoms. It's important, and that doesn't just mean improving your existing relationships. It also means reaching out to people that you've held grudges against, forgiving them, and moving on. Question of the day: what is your best piece of relationship advice? If you feel like being awesome, let me know in the comments below. This week's Progress Success is another growth update from yours truly. This is the 20th episode of the Dr. K Show, and it's also the first episode where I'm creating mini sub-series on specific topics within one of the 5 principles of everyday mental health. This is the first such episode. If you're in a place in life right now where you're desperately looking for that right romantic relationship, or if you're trying to escape from thinking about somebody that you're obsessing over and it's really starting to take its toll on you, well, you're in luck, because the next 2 episodes of the Dr. K Show are on those 2 specific topics. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out. If you're low on happiness, or you just want to turn up the volume and be happier, there's one area of your life to focus on that will make all the difference. It's your relationships. Whether you're extroverted or you're introverted, it's the quality of those relationships that's going to determine the quality of your life. And look, I get the whole lone wolf thing, okay? I was a lone wolf for much of my 20s. I thought I could make it on my own because, frankly, I had a hard time trusting most people to see me for who I truly was. Reality, though, I didn't see myself for who I truly was. My own life has been transformed because I opened up and I allowed others in, because I decided that I was no longer going to literally live behind my closed door and figuratively live behind my mask, because I decided I needed people and they needed me. If you're in a romantic relationship, I challenge you to make it more rewarding. If you're not in a romantic relationship, I challenge you to embrace yourself so you can attract the right type of person for you. And if you're holding a grudge against a parent, a sibling, a former lover, an ex-friend, I'm sorry to say, but the only one losing out is you. Forgive them and live life on your terms once more. Look, my friend, quality relationships start with a quality relationship with yourself. Release who you think you're supposed to be, accept who you are, and reach out and embrace the people who see the best in you. I believe in your greatness.